Hello and welcome back to LowBias Monthly for June. It's Lorbo 2, Dagger of Amon-Ra. You know, I just realized, well, I guess I realized a couple things. First off, apparently Wolf is no longer in this room, along with everyone else who's missing. Secondly, we looked at all the other
On
things.
each piece, you can see a tiny stamp that says, Faux Egyptian Artifacts, crafted with care by Hakim Rashad Hassan Ali Bozorg and Sons. There's an inscription on each of the pots which reads, These vessels were made by Welsh craftsmen. We make better castles than you do, and our flag has a griffin on it. That's not the sort of thing you want to examine too closely. They still look like broken pots. The bat on the inside of the bowl is smiling.
What?
That looks like a Peruvian-footed vessel. It has a picture of a bat painted on the inside of the bowl.
The bat looks like it's smiling. Right, let's see if the dagger's still here.
That's not the sort of thing you want to examine too closely.
Isn't it?
That's not the... Upon close inspection, you see nothing new here. What a nice smooth glaze on that pot. What a nice... That's not the... Upon close inspection, you see nothing... Upon close... nice and clean.
Alright, well, nothing of interest. But it seems that... Gosh darn it. Seems that the real dagger either has vanished or for some reason I don't want to look at it anymore. Alright, let's see if Wolf is no longer up here either. Since I don't really have any other things to do. He is not in here. Okay, well let's explore the museum then.
Achtung!
Oh, there he is.
Tourists are not allowed in this room at this time. You are disturbing the paintings. Raus! You leave now! Mach schnell!
Did he say tourists or terrorists? Okay. I don't know why I did that, just felt like it.
While this is an interesting approach, it serves no practical purpose.
What? I want to look at the bone.
A sign on this dinosaur bone display says, Please touch. Either these bones feel lonely, or the museum wants you to learn more about the bones by coming into close personal contact with them.
Okay, I'll touch it.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
I guess that counts.
The sign says, Push button to hear Rex speak.
Okay.
Welcome to the Linedecker Museum Dinosaur Display. My name is Rex, and I'd like to tell you about myself. I'm a type of dinosaur known as Tyrannosaurus Rex, which means King of the Tyrant Lizards. Although I was not the largest type of dinosaur, I was the largest predator ever to walk the earth. Some of my friends were 40 feet long and weighed 8 tons, with teeth that were 6 inches long. Your modern elephants don't weigh more than 6 tons. I lived between 250 and 65 million years ago, during a period known as the Age of Dinosaurs, also called the Mesozoic era. The first complete skeleton of a Tyrannosaurus rex was found just 24 years ago in Montana in 1902. Although there were many meat-eating dinosaurs, I was considered the best killing machine who ever lived. Speaking of which, I'm feeling a bit hungry. Would you like to volunteer to be my next meal?
Ha 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 ha.
The helmet on this Italian suit of armor, circa 1460, is interesting because it's a barboot, which lacked protection for the lower part of the face. The barboot is sometimes called the barboot sallet because, like the 15th century sallet, it doesn't enclose the whole head, offering most of its protection to the top. Unlike the barboot, however, the sallet is often characterized by a reinforced forehead plate and an elongated pivoted nape defense. It is, however, difficult to differentiate between the barboot, the sallet, and the bassinet. The shallow barboot resembles the sallet, while the deep barboot resembles the bassinet. Then again, who really cares?
That was a very long explanation.
An empty chest from the 15th century. Although the carvings on the exterior are crude, cut into the wood by someone with little talent or ability for wood carving, the chest now resides in a museum, simply because it's old. Kind of makes you stop and think, doesn't it? A painting of The Black Prince as a Fierce Baby by Ed Botticelli circa 1560. The cheap wood frame is by the Leyendecker Museum circa 1925. That's not the sort of thing you want to...
Yeah.
A house pet, tastefully prepared for battle in 16th century armor. A rare 17th century English tapestry which tells the story of Teutonic warrior cockroaches that crossed into England from Germany and besieged the castle of Rochford-on-Essex. Although the cockroaches managed to storm the castle walls after a 90-day siege, the knights of the castle managed to squash the invaders when they reached the castle's inner keep. Since that great battle, the castle of Rochford-on-Essex has been free of cockroaches. Unfortunately, it has also been free of humans. 1 year after the great battle, everyone in the castle died of the plague. Shortly afterward, the castle fell into disrepair and sank into the swamp.
These are quite the stories. Huh. Can hide behind the tapestry. That might be of use later.
It's the head of a Cro-Magnon man. My, how people have changed. This head is French-Canadian. You wonder if French-Canadians are anything like Creoles and Cajuns.
Alright, well. Let's go check out this door.
It's an unmarked wood door with faded flecks of white paint on it. The door is locked. When you touch the doorknob, you get a heavy coating of dust all over the palm of your hand.
Well, I guess no one's used that door for a while. Aha, the Egyptian exhibit.
It looks remarkably like a glass case in the shape of a pyramid. A small card informs you that this case contained the famous dagger of Ammon-Ra, which is now missing. It looks remarkably like a glass case in the shape... Although there are a few scratches on the glass case, there are no signs of forced entry into the display. There aren't even any fingerprints. You closely examine the glass case, revealing the scratches caused by a few clumsy tourists, but nothing else of interest. The placard says, "This is a granite stele depicting Horus and Thoth found in the Temple of Amun-Ra. This stele was modified during the reign of the pharaoh Akhenaten, then restored during the reign of Tutankhamun. The granite is cracked." A close look at the pyramid shows you the grainy texture of limestone, which you find highly educational. This pyramid is a model of the Great Pyramid of Cheops, Khufu, as it appears today. Originally, the entire surface of the pyramid was covered with smooth, polished limestone. This covering has worn away over time to reveal the stepped surface we see now. The base of the Great Pyramid covers 13 acres and was built with over 2 million stones to a height of 480 feet. Construction took 30 to 50 years. This is a granite stele depicting Horus and Thoth, found in the Temple of Amun-Ra. This stele was modified during the reign of...
Yeah.
This placard describes the full translated text on the Rosetta Stone, which still resides in the British Museum. In summary, the text records the decree made at Canopus by the priesthood in honor of the pharaoh Ptolemy III, Euergetes I, who reigned from 247 to 222 BC. The decree discusses the great benefits which the pharaoh had conferred on Egypt and states what festivals are to be celebrated in his honor, concluding with orders that a copy of the decree in hieroglyphics, Demotic and Greek shall be placed in every large temple in Egypt. The card identifies the slab of black basalt as the Rosetta Stone. Hieroglyphs and letters from the English alphabet are clearly engraved on the stone. The Rosetta Stone was found by a French artillery officer among the ruins of Fort Saint-Julien near the Rosetta mouth of the Nile River in 1799. It came into the possession of the British government after the capitulation of Alexandria. The Rosetta Stone, currently on loan to the Leyendecker Museum, is the key to modern translations of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs into English text. You notice that half of the Rosetta Stone seems to be missing from the display, replaced by a small card that reads, Artifact 310 removed from display for research on 9/1/26 by O.M.
A, B, C. Wonder if
It's your official...
Could that be helpful? Ah. Fancy that.
A mummy coffin built during the 19th dynasty. Inside and outside, both coffin and cover are decorated with large figures of gods, vignettes, and inscriptions from the Book of the Dead, as well as emblems and decorations painted in bright colors.
Alright, well, let's look at the obvious elephant in the room.
Ironically, there's a gold Ankh medallion, the ancient Egyptian symbol of life, resting in the pool of blood. Don't touch it. You don't know where it's been. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Don't touch it, you don't know where it's been. You pick it up, put it in your purse.
Apparently the shoe's owner stepped in some of the blood. It apparently belongs to a dainty foot. The mummy coffin is made of gilded wood painted with bright, colorful scenes from Hatshepsut's life. A close look at the dagger reveals the words, Made in Pittsburgh, stamped on the part of the blade that is not buried in Pippin Carter's chest. To your naked eye, the rough surface of the dagger handle doesn't appear to hold any fingerprints, but that's something for the coroner to examine in detail. The flower is fake. It has no detectable smell. A tube runs from the back of the flower, behind the lapel, down to a squeeze bulb inside the vest. When you squeeze the bulb, a weak stream of water squirts you in the eye. There are no signs of scratches or bruises on his flesh. This could mean that the murderer, assuming this wasn't a suicide, knew Dr. Carter well enough to get close and stab him without arousing any suspicion. Or it could just mean that Dr. Carter was completely taken by surprise when someone assaulted him from the shadows. The red fluid appears to be blood. This might explain Dr. Carter's pale appearance. When you reach into Pippin's tuxedo jacket, you find a notepad in his inner pocket. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Of course you do.
A notepad made of good quality paper. There's an imprint on the paper from the previous message written on the pad, but it's too faint to read.
Okay, we'll need to find a pencil to find more.
You don't want to touch this dagger. It's evidence, and you don't know where it's been. You hear a disturbing gurgling noise when you poke Pippin in the chest. Dr. Carter's flesh is looking rather pale, as if he's not feeling well. Perhaps it's because he's lost a lot of blood.
It's kind of morbid. Okay, it's 8:15.
You scream like a banshee, lass. Did you kill the man then?
No, I just walked in here and found him.
I suppose that would explain your screaming then. Did you see the murderer?
No.
All right, I'll talk to you later after you've had a chance to calm down. Just don't try to leave the building.
Yeah, I probably have seen the murderer, I just didn't see the murderer when they killed him. There's probably someone in here. Huh. Act 3. On the cutting edge.
Excellent work. Your father would be proud of you.
Thanks.
Having already interrogated the guests, Detective O'Reilly is now discussing the murder with the staff members as they leave the party. It would be best if you don't interfere.
And now it's 10 o'clock. Who are you? You're new.
Hi, Miss Bowe. I'm Ernie Leach. Dr. Carrington told me you could stay a while and talk to the staff. I've got to lock the doors, so just come and find me when you're ready to leave. Dr. C also has a key, but you don't want to bother him about that.
Thank you, Mr. Leach.
Just be careful where you go. Wolf will get upset if he finds you downstairs. See you later.
Downstairs, eh?
Did you manage to learn anything from your interviews, Detective O'Reilly?
Don't bother your little head about it, lass.
It's my job, sir.
This is an official murder investigation, Miss Bowe. Do not be interfering.
Oh, I don't mean to interfere. I just want to know what's going on. Any leads so far?
Dr. Carter died as the result of someone sticking a gift shop dagger in his chest. What more do you need to know?
Well, for one thing, who did it?
Someone who didn't like him, that's my guess.
Brilliant deduction.
If you think that you can do better.
I can try.
Oh, wunderbar. Now we've got the amateurs involved.
I may not be a detective, but I'm terribly clever. I've solved murders before.
Just stay out of me way, lass, and don't destroy the evidence.
Certainly not.
Yeah. Humph.
Okay. Anyone in here?
This door is locked.
Answer is no. Actually, wait. Can I talk to them? Answer is still no. Nope, nobody here. I should save. Just in case. The further you get, the more you need to save. Because these games are killer. Not to mention, CR games are very good at giving you situations where if you don't find everything, you're going to get screwed. Oh, people are going this way.
Good evening, Countess.
Oops. What are your thoughts about Carter?
He was a rather good-looking fellow, don't you think? Of course, I was at the party when he died, surrounded by witnesses, but I've already told Mr. O'Reilly about all that. I bore rather easily, dear girl. Do let's move on to another subject,
Is now there murder? Hieroglyphs.
Oh, could that be some of that cute little Egyptian writing? How charming.
What do you think of other people?
I bore rather easily.
Fine.
Art is work by Fra Roberto Glisoni, painted in 1492, commissioned by Queen Isabella to keep him busy finding a new way to paint instead of discovering the New World, so that Christopher Columbus could do it instead.
What was that?
A typical light-hearted painting by anonymous Bosch called A Heartwarming Story, depicting dead humans being tormented by skeletons and demons in hell.
How lovely.
The oil paint on the canvas is old and cracked, but you can still see the characteristic brush strokes of anonymous Bosch, who painted with human bones instead of brushes.
What's that?
The glint doesn't glint when you hold your finger on it.
What does that mean?
Feels like a painting by anonymous Bosch, who is known for the distinctive texture of his canvases, among other things.
What is the glint?
A typical light... One of the skeletons in the Bosch painting appears to be holding an object that glints in the light. Feels like a painting by a The oil paint on the canvas is... The oil...
Okay.
The skeleton key is firmly affixed to the Bosch painting with glue. You are unable to pry it off with your fingers, managing only to chip one of your fingernails.
Ow. Okay, and I need to find something sharp. Alright, where's everyone going?
You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
Eavesdropping.
Thank you for coming to see me, Olympia. This is very nice of you.
You're very welcome, my dear. What can I do for you?
Oh, you see, I found this strange bone, and I said to myself, Yvette, if anyone can tell you what this is, it would be Olympia.
A bone, you say? How fascinating. Where did you find it?
I found it right here in the museum. Here it is, Doctor.
Now, let me see. Ha ha! If that you silly girl, this is a chicken bone.
It is?
Yes, of course. For it is still greasy. You got this at dinner, didn't you?
Oh, you have caught me, Olympia. I was playing the little joke on you.
You are a funny girl, Yvette, but I am quite fond of you.
Olympia, we are the good friends, no? I have the problem I wish to talk to you about.
Oh, certainly. What is it?
Come closer so I can whisper it to you. It is very personal, and I want no one to overhear.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
This door is locked.
Dang it. Where are they going?
Good evening, Dr. Carrington.
Good evening, Miss Bow. Good evening. Dr. Carter's demise was truly a loss to us all, despite his pushy, overinflated, headline-grabbing ego. At least he completed his work on the Ancient Egypt exhibit before he passed on. Dedicated chap, I'll say that for him. The man had enemies Well,
Let's try that again.
I'm really very busy, Miss Bow. I don't have time to cover the same subject twice.
Really? Let's try that all again.
Good evening, Dr. Carrington.
Good evening, Miss Bow. Good evening. Dr. Carter's demise was truly a loss to us all, despite his pushy, overinflated, headline-grabbing ego. At least he completed his work on the Ancient Egypt exhibit before he passed on. Dedicated chap, I'll say that for him.
Any idea who might have wanted to kill him?
The man had enemies crawling out of the woodwork, Miss Bow. Practically everyone's a suspect, if you ask me.
Everyone? Including you?
Well, perhaps I should say everyone except myself, since I was at the fundraising event when Dr. Carter was taken from us. Terrible thing, really. I'm really very busy, Miss Bow. There's a fellow who gets the job done. You can't help but admire his industriousness, eh what?
A what?
Good evening, Countess.
Okay, we heard her talk.
It is better.
I just want to make sure I've asked her the same questions.
I bore a rather Well, I do wish they wouldn't let the handyman in during social functions. He's not even dressed properly.
Although the paint is old and cracking, the spirit of the artist, the swirling brushstrokes are characteristic of the Morgan school of painting. The cracking of the paint is characteristic of age. A close look makes it clear that this artist was fond of chocolate. There are chocolate chips embedded in the paint. Examining the painting carefully, you notice that some of the strong-smelling paint looks smeared. When you touch the painting, you smear a bit of the paint as if it's still damp.
Huh.
You hear
muffled voices.
Thank you for... It is?
Yeah, you are... Oh,
Come close.
oh my...
Oh my.
The sculpture has a beautiful face. Its strong but sensitive lines remind you of Steve.
Oh. I did something. And I totally got caught doing something.
The giant lizards are displaying some rather uncivilized behavior. It's a rat, ready to pounce. Well, he would pounce if he wasn't stuffed.
This room already scares me. Can I not save?
The cloth seems to be covering something up.
The fact that I can't save in here is kind of worrying me. Can I save if I come here? Why can I not save? I don't like the fact that I can't save.
It's half of the famed Rosetta Stone.
Huh. Get the rest of the letters. Holy crap.
A number of hieroglyphs.
Can I use the notebook on it?
While this is an interesting approach, it's...
This is gonna suck, monkey butt.
A number of hieroglyphics are carefully drawn on the blackboard.
Alright. Feather. And dot. Book, bird, slash, slash. I. P. A. Y. I pay. You know what? I'm going to just try and figure this out off screen. I'm going to call this a video, and I'm playing a game!